Today we will go over the best mic settings for Streamlabs OBS because sounding professional will make you grow faster. What's up everyone, Jelle here with the Video Nerd and welcome to the Streamlabs OBS Master Course. If this is your first time here and you want to grow your influence with gaming, then make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because this channel is just perfect for you. The first thing you should do is going to Streamlabs OBS and making sure that your audio input device is connected right here. If that isn't the case, go to the settings right here, go to audio, and then right here mic auxiliary device 1, click on that and select your microphone right here. Click done, okay, and then right here we can see the input level of our microphone when we are talking. So right now you see that my voice is in the yellow range and this is perfect. You should make sure that your voice is also in the yellow range. If when you talk in your microphone your voice is below the yellow level, then that means that the microphone input is too quiet, and there are a few ways we can increase that. The first way is by right clicking on your audio icon right here and then open the audio settings. Then on your right, go to the configuration screen of the sound, then go to record and there double click on your microphone. So this is my microphone, it's an audio interface, so I will double click it. Then go to levels and then right here maybe it's at 70 or something. So if your microphone is too quiet, turn that up, and if it's too loud, if your voice is in the red when you talk, then you can lower it right here. So this is the first option. The second option is inside of Streamlabs OBS. On the right of the mixer right here you see a gear icon and you click on that, and then right here you see your audio input and you can adjust the volume right here. If you are using a USB or a headset microphone and both of these settings are at 100 and the audio is still too quiet, which is very unlikely but it is possible, then we will need to add a filter to make the audio a bit louder. On the other hand, if you're using an audio interface and an XLR mic, then you can increase the gain on the audio interface, but you should be careful with adding too much gain with your audio interface, because like you see, when I turn mine up and I turn it completely up, then my audio just doesn't sound good anymore. So I will turn it down again. So you heard that doesn't work out. Now of course some XLR mics, for example like this microphone, are pretty quiet and they need some extra gain. Now another way to add some gain is to buy a cloud lifter, and a cloud lifter is a little device that you place between your XLR mic and your audio interface, and all it does is adding up to 25 decibels of clean audio gain. So then your audio goes clean into your computer without sounding dirty because you added too much gain with your audio interface, because the cloud lifter is taking care of that. Of course it's not a cheap device. I will put a link in the description so you can check the price, but it's around $150 I think. I would need one like that too, but right now I am working without it, but it's definitely a future investment for me. Okay, so let's go back to Streamlabs OBS, and the final option to make your audio sound louder if it's too quiet right here and all your audio inputs are at 100% is adding gain with a filter. So next to your audio device, click on the gear icon, go to filters, click on the plus icon, and right here add a gain filter. Okay, you click done. And then right here you can turn this up to add more gain to your microphone or to reduce the gain if it's too loud, but then this is not a good option right here. So let's just keep it at 0 right now because my microphone is in the yellow, so that's good. But if yours is too quiet, just turn this up a bit. Okay, then the next filter we will add is noise suppression, and this is great for reducing the noise of your computer fan, of an external fan. You should play around with this filter and see what is working best for you. A good way to monitor your result is, let's click on done. Right here next to the mixer we can click on the gear icon, and then right here next to your audio source you can choose to monitor it. And what this does is it will just play your microphone through your headset so you can hear what the stream will be hearing. So if you enable this monitoring and then you go back to your filters, to the noise suppression, then you can just adjust the slider till the noise is gone. Okay, then the next filter is the noise gate. So the noise gate is what is being used to remove the clicking sound of your keyboard in the background. And how this works is, as long as the audio level that your microphone is picking up is below a certain decibels threshold, it will not be sent to your stream. So for example, let's say that the clicking of your keyboard is 20 decibels loud. If you set up the noise gate to only pick up sound that's 25 decibels or higher, then when you click your keyboard, the sound will not be sent to your stream because it's below 25 decibels. And then while you are talking, the decibels are much higher than 25, so then the audio is being picked up. Of course, while you are talking, you can hear the keyboard, but when you're not talking, you cannot hear the keyboard because I was just clicking on my keys and there was nothing moving right here. So how do you set this up? Well, let's move the sliders to the left a bit and then click on the keyboard to see how loud it is right here. Okay, so now the sound is still being picked up, so we will need to higher the open threshold a bit. Let's set it to 40 and test right now. Okay, so the sound wasn't picked up anymore right here. Let's test and set it to 45 again. Okay, so now the sound is being picked up, so I guess that 40 is a good threshold. Then you should set the close threshold to 5 decibels lower than the open threshold, so minus 45. So now while I am talking, my keyboard sound still comes through, but when I say nothing, it doesn't show up on the stream, so this is perfect. So while you are gaming, your viewers cannot hear your keyboard or your mouse sound. Only when you are talking they can hear it in the background, but that doesn't matter because when you shut up again the noise is gone. Then the next filter right here is the compressor. Let's click done to go to the settings, and the compressor can be used for two different things. The first thing is the most simple one, so I will start with that. Let's say that you have a separate source right here. Let's click done first. Let's say you have a separate audio source right here in your mixer for Spotify. And if you want to know how to set that up, I have a separate guide for that. I will link it in the cards. But for now, let's say that the desktop audio is a separate source for Spotify or just for music. Now, what you can do is making sure that while you are talking, the music on the background, so from the audio source right here, is being lowered, and then when you stop talking, the music turns up again. How do we do that? Well, next to the audio source of your music, click on the gear icon, go to filters, click the plus icon to add a new filter, choose compressor, click done. So just to make sure that you're following, we are now in the audio settings of our music input, okay? So Spotify or YouTube or whatever you choose. So then to make sure that this audio source can lower while you are talking, you need to set up a ducking source, and there you should choose your microphone. So this is my microphone right here. So when there is sound being picked up by this microphone, the compressor will activate for the audio source, so for Spotify or whatever. So when we turn the gain down right here to, for example, minus 15, whenever I am talking into my microphone, the Spotify audio source will be lowered, and then when I stop talking again and the microphone level right here is at 0, then the compressor of the audio source that inputs your music will not be activated because you are not talking into your microphone, so then the music will just be loud again until you talk again, and then it will be lowered again, and so on. Let's delete this compressor right now because we don't need it, and go back to our microphone filters. Okay, and then the second way to use the compressor is actually the main purpose of a compressor, and it's making the loud parts of your audio more quiet and the quiet parts of your audio more loud, so your audio on your stream is more streamlined. So that means that when you are talking quiet into your microphone, your viewers will still be able to hear you loud enough, and when you're shouting in your microphone because you're raging or something like that, your viewers' ears don't get blown out. So how do we set this up? Well, again, in your mixer you should look at the audio input right here and take a look at the level. So when we are talking quiet, we see that we are going into the yellow, so that is good. But when we are shouting, we will probably go into the red. I will test it right now and I will make sure that you cannot hear it on stream. Okay, so you see we are going into the red right here when I shout. So let's make it a bit more quiet to, for example, minus 21. And I will shout again. Okay, so you saw that this right here is the loudest point and it's still into the yellow, so that's great. Another thing you can do with this compressor, but I would not overuse it because it will probably lower the audio quality. But what you can do is turning up the output gain right here to, for example, plus 10. So now because we set the output gain to plus 10 decibels, when we are, for example, whispering into our microphone, the audio level will still be pretty high. Of course, now the loudest parts of our audio will also be louder, so we will need to lower the threshold again and subtract 10 decibels right here, because minus 21 decibels was great for the threshold, and now we did add 10 decibels of gain, so we need to lower it 10 decibels extra right here, so the maximum level is again just at the end of the yellow in the mixer. So now because we did set this up, the quiet parts of our audio will still be loud and the loudest parts will be cut off. So then the audio on our stream is always equally loud. So you see, when I whisper into my microphone, I am whispering right now. You see that I'm going into the yellow area by only whispering into my microphone. And when I'm talking normally, I'm going to about half of the yellow zone. So whatever you throw at your microphone, the audio will be at the same level for the viewer. But like I already said, make sure you do not overuse this, because adding gain right here will lower the quality of your audio, will give you some noise. A part of the noise will be removed by the noise suppression, but your audio will not be as clean as with 0 decibels. So let's set it at 0 again, because that isn't necessary. Let's set this at minus 21 again. And now the audio is set up great. When I'm talking, it goes into the yellow. When I'm shouting, it doesn't go into the red. It's perfect. So when you set up all these filters like this, your audio will sound more professional, because you have no fans blowing in the background, no keyboard clicks when you're not saying anything. Things like that make it much more professional. Now, if you want to make your audio sound more professional by adding effects and making it sound more like a studio microphone, I will upload a guide and I will use my Blue microphone and make it sound more like a professional studio microphone. So if you're looking for that, I will link it in the cards when it's finished. And if you want to grow your influence with gaming and you're not subscribed yet to this channel, make sure you click the sub button right there. Turn on the notification bell, because on this channel you will find everything that you are looking for. And remember that this was only one of the guides in the Streamlabs OBS Master Course playlist. So if you're looking for more information about Streamlabs OBS, click the playlist right there. And I hope that I will see you in my next video. Have a good day.